Welcome to the commodities, and here we're looking at gold on the 4-hour chart, and everything's going to plan, and the market's unfolding in this particular triangle and ready to break lower. There can be another little triangle within this particular triangle. Not that it's going to make a lot of difference really. All it's going to do is see another retest of 1300, and yeah, anyway, let's explore what we've got so far. So we're looking for this wave one down here. We're looking for an A and a B and a C to retest 1300, and then we're looking for another 5 waves down, and then we're looking for an A, a B and a C wave that can pull back to the 1300 there and then move down from that point there. So that's what we're sort of looking at here. There is a different way to count this. You can see that on our website, which is just basically a larger triangle pattern within a triangle. However, it doesn't really make a lot of difference to the wave count. Yeah, look, we just need to see new lows come in as such. But anyway, this little move up here is 5 waves, so we'll see that pull back into here. It's what we were sort of looking for yesterday. It could fail from this point here if this count here is correct. If that's 5 waves down to here, then an A and a B and a C up through here, a bit of an expanded flat correction. But I think that we should take the wave count from this particular low through here and look at this being 5 waves up through here. So then we'll see a counter trend here in terms of some sort of A, B, C here, and then another 5 to here, then a fade out from that point there. And this is where you can see the 5 waves here, in fact. So we've got the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. This is the A, B, C here, and then we'll be pushing up through to here. So definitely sort of pushing up there. So if you've got longs if you've got shorts in the game, it might be a good idea to take them out right here at 12.95, and you could even flip to the long side if this became the retested support to move up through to here. So we need this to play out first here. I mean, what concerns me is the length of this here can be the length over here, which would come too close to our stops, which are at 307. So yeah, it might, just see how you go there. And if the 1290 becomes the retested resistance again, well then short from there. The silver might be a nice hedge or short as well, because it's basically a little bit more bearish than gold. And the count that we've got here is pretty much the same in terms of we've got this price action up through to here. This little pattern in here is in 3 waves that we were looking at last time, and then we're looking at this move down through here. So we'll be looking at an A and a B and a C. So at 1950 here, it's likely to hit this trend line through here, give us those 3 wave here as corrective. Once you see that and then a move down, yeah, look, if you can't see that, then look for 1920, the pivot within group 1, 10, 20 and 30 pivot as a retested resistance. That's always a good sign of the market moving down further, good confirmation moving down further, because sitting on top of group 1 is actually support, and it is supported, so you're going against the grain a little bit there. So 1920 as resistance would be the short, and then adding at 1900 through here. The copper market pretty much done what we expected it to do. We're looking for a move from wave 4 here up to wave 5 here, up to 318, 320. It reached 318, and now it's moving down through here. Now, I also just got to point out, I mean, if this is a top here, we'll get a larger correction here, but just sort of this little move up through here sort of bugs me a little bit, because it's more like in 3 waves. I could put it as a triangle and put it here and put that here as such, but I'm just sort of wondering if we've actually got a larger wave 4 here in terms of an A wave in 3 waves, a B wave here, and we'll dive into that in a moment, and then we'll look for a C wave here in 5 waves here, which is not quite complete, and then wave 5 up through to here. So we just need to be a little bit careful of this possible move. So when we have a look at this in here, we can see that on the 1 hour here, that this move from wave 4 here up to wave 5 here, it moved quite quickly, so it's a bit difficult to count. You know, it could count as a triangle in wave 4 here in terms of an A and a B and a C and a D and an E here, and then pushing up from this point here. But I just think we just need to be a little bit mindful, and we could look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to here, and then a move up from here to make the next wave structure. Now, if this is incorrect and this is correct at the top here is wave 5, then what we'll see here, and this is important too, is that we'll see basically a 3-wave rally coming into this sort of area here, hitting the supply level here, and then fading to the downside at this point here. So once again, if the pivot here, the 312 here becomes the retested resistance after a rally here, then you know that we're moving to the downside, and support back on 315 is likely to see it further to the upside. You know, while it's above 310, the closest largest number, we have to be mindful that it can just retest this and move off. So the bearish scenario would be the 310 as resistance, and that would have implications for the BHPs of the world, the mining resource sector and so forth. So that 310 is the sort of critical point there, and besides that, we're just sort of flicking around with the wave count as such. Not that it sort of matters just yet. You know, we were looking for our target. We've got our target to the upside. We've got our whole wave count in, and just looking at a couple of plausible possibilities here. Not that it makes any difference for the time being, but it's nice to talk about them, put them on the table. But in a nutshell, 310 as resistance will be working to the downside. This is also the 61.8 retracement level too from the larger bear market as such here. Coming back up here, well, close to it from this top here on the daily chart all the way down to here, and it does give us an A and a B and a C. It does give us 3 waves to the upside here. Yes, those 3 waves could turn into 4 and 5 coming up here, and that's a possibility as well. And this is why we just got to work through this, you know, particular count that we've got to see if it's going to fail from here and find 310 as resistance, because as I mentioned, that will affect the BHPs, and this can just move down from here. But if we're going to find support here as a larger wave 4 and then move up, well, then we need to work with that as well. So we're just a little junction that we need to work through. The oil market is going to push higher. It's got support on 102. Nice tested support on 102. We can dive in there and have a bit of a look at that. And the other reason that it should push higher for is quite simply on the 15-minute chart here. We can see that we've got this 3-wave price action here, so that means it will make a high above here. Yes, we can make, we've made a little high above here to sort of satisfy that, but this move here is in 5 waves to the upside, so we're looking for a retest into the 102 area here, and then a move up through there. So this little wave 1 here is in 5 waves, and we can drill in that there and have a little look, which is over here, which is the 1, the 2, 5 waves for the 3rd wave, the 4th wave, and the 5th wave here, then the A, the B, and the C here, and now we're moving off to the next one. So you'll probably grab it at 102.30 support, which will be perfect anyway. So but you can count the little 5 waves up through here as well. So there'll be, let's just trace them out. So there'll be, we've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, and there'll be 5. Then there'll be the A, the B, and the C. Can come back to the 102 here and then move up from that point there. So it'll be something like that. That's a classic trading levels pattern to some degree. And the gas market is also moving up as well. So just on the daily chart here, and look, I'm a little bit unsure about this, but this is the way that I've got it panned out so far, is the wave 1, 2, 3, A, B, and C for the 4th wave, and then we're looking for the 5th wave to move up to $5 there. So we're looking for an impulse wave to the upside there. The sort of momentum is in place for a lift from that point, so that's interesting. As a wave C here, this was rather sharp in here, so this bugs me a little bit. Normally the wave C is more of an angle than the wave A. If wave A was sharp, then wave C would be normally on a sort of an angle here, showing a bit of strength, but it's not, so it's quite a sharp drop. So we need to be a little bit diligent, and the move up there so far is really in 3 waves. So on the 4-hour chart here, we've basically got an A and a B and a C. So it can fail from here and move over. So, you know, the retested support on 4450 is really important for any long positions, and you'd only get a very small position there as well, because it can it can fade out on us, and the stop would have to go under this particular move here once we've got a support established there. But that move up can be corrective in terms of the A wave, the B wave and the C wave, or the B wave could actually be in here as well, as such here. But look, the main point here is support on the 450 here is what you're looking for. So need reference point. So we've got this reference point here. We're looking for a move back into this. So you'll take that high out through there, okay? But if we got to move back in here, then you can use this one here as the reference point. Just keep getting the lows here, because once they've taken out, then these are all triggers for buying through here, all these highs. But it's nice to see a nice retest on close to the 450, because we've got these highs here as well. So we need to take that into consideration. But a consolidation and then taking out a series of highs through here would have you long to the upside. The soybean market, just on the daily chart here, and as you know, we're just sort of chilling out, basically waiting for wave 4 to complete. Either that, or we find a nice solid support on 1500 and we go long from there. We were looking at a B wave coming back to 1500 to 1510. That's in play now. That's finished as such. So look, just getting in here a bit scruffy, but basically the A wave, the B wave and the C wave into here in nice 3-wave pattern here. So we can see it move lower from here. But like I said, if for some reason I've made an error, then we would resolve that by looking for support on 1500 here. Nice tested solid support. So it's got to go up there, and then it's got to come back and check it, and find support. And once we can see that it's got support, then we can move in. And if we're ever wrong, then we'll have the stop under the 1500 and would be out of it at that stage. But as it stands, we're still looking for a larger correction back to the 1400. The wheat market, excuse me, we're looking for wave 1 up through to here, all the way up there, and looking for an A wave down to here, a B wave back up to here, then a C wave down to here. Now, I've got the, Elliott Wave normally has the extension in wave 3, but in commodities it can have it in wave 5. So I've got to take that with a bit of a pinch of salt as well, because it's a little bit unclear to read this wave count through to here. So this could actually be a 3rd wave down here, because it's nice and long and strong, and this can be the 4th, and we could get a 5th down at the 650 here. Okay, so yeah, look, it can be the A, the B, and pushing up here for the C wave to get this B here, or we're going to get it from here. If we get a nice solid support on the 672, then you know that it's in play from that point there, and you can probably even go long there and add on the 680 and trade that B wave up. But it could certainly make a new low through here as such. So we're just searching for the low of this. There's no trade there. I mean, the market's deeply oversold at this point, so we can expect a bounce back in due course. But like I said, no setups there yet. Same for the corn here as well. If you were short here, then looking to cover into 475, 473, and obviously 472 here. Now, I think that this little move down is not complete either. I think they'll see a little bit of a bounce around the 472 as a wave 4 and then down for wave 5 here. But just this is all of wave A here. And of course this is deeply oversold at this point here, so we'll be looking for that snapback for wave B there. But just sort of filling in this here, we were looking at the move down here in terms of wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here. So there's nothing cooking here, and you don't want to get caught in the fourth wave trading it long. The coffee market, okay, just on the 4-hour chart, it's developed somewhat in the way that we expecting it to, which is always nice. But basically from wave 1 here, we're looking at this, and it's not that smooth either, but basically down for 1, 2, and then I'm looking at this being 3 here and 4 here and 5 here. I might have to make an adjustment for that a bit later, but it still doesn't matter at this stage because we don't have a strategy at this point in the market. We would be looking for wave B here and 3 waves next, an A and a B and a C for wave B, and then down for wave C as wave 2. Now down here, this would interest us in going long at this point here, either here, or if I'm wrong, then if we get a nice solid support on 200, then we'll look at scaling in on 2 and 10 and 20 and so forth and build it from that point. But as it stands, it's only in its, completing its first leg. This first leg it's readable, not the best looking thing in the world, but we could even get another low down through here. May have these 3 here a bit squashed in here. That wouldn't surprise me, but as I said, there's nothing cooking here just yet, so we're not missing anything. The sugar market, just on the 4-hour chart here, still looking at this as wave 1 to the upside. It has pulled back to the 61.8%, which is the 1750 here, so we expect it to move up from here. However, looking at this in here as an A and a B and a C wave here is what we're going to do now, and it's just one little more move to make in here. So just coming from the top here, we're looking at this as the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave here is basically down for 1, back for 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, cross for 4, and down for 5 here for the third wave. Typical sideways fourth wave here, and then down for the fifth. Now down in the fifth here, I won't go into it too much, but I have pulled it apart and done the best I can with it. But from wave 4 to wave 5 here, there should be one more little wave. That's 1, 2, and there's 3 waves in here. And I had a look on the 1 minute chart. It's a bit dodgy to read, but I believe that it could be a 4th and a 5th here before we've finished. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because we got stops at 1746, so I suggest popping the stops under the changing from the 1746 to the to under the 40 there to maybe 36, just to keep it out of this spike here. I mean, that's the trouble with a lot of futures contracts that are the actual futures contracts, the real futures contract. If they're trading in the pit or on electronic, a lot of the futures markets have stops sitting at the exchange, and people can see them sitting there as well, so it's a little bit annoying. But we're obviously using CFDs, but it's all human psychology. It'll all be the same, sort of the same habitual situations going on all the time. So anyway, we'll just tuck those out of the way. The orange juice, look, pretty much on track. What we were looking for was a move back to 157. It hit 158 as wave 4 in 3 waves as corrective. Now wave 4 can get a bit more complicated, so we may see an A and a B and a C here and then a drop, but basically from here we're looking for another low, which may come in at the 150, somewhere down in here anyway, below this one here. It should wave 3 here we're looking at. So we could end up with a bit of a buying opportunity down here. So we'll look at maybe gleaning a small position at that point there. Right, just have a quick look at the US dollar. US dollar's not moving very much, still in that sort of corrective phase, but it could certainly, we're looking at this as moving up for wave A here. We're looking for a B B wave here and then a C wave up through here. So, you know, it's a spike and then more pressure on the commodities as this moves up through here. All right, cheers.